Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. This week, Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me to unpack Vedanta's electricity concerns, investments in the DRC, and BHP's technology focus. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Sasha.
Now, Vedanta has warned that unless South Africa fixes its power issues, the miner will have to process ore elsewhere.
Yes, the power that you need to actually deal with mining and then smelting and then possibly they were thinking of a refinery as well is quite a base load. And what she's saying, Deshni is saying, is that even if you produce your own electricity, you still need that base load. Now, I think what the whole country needs to work on is some sort of mixed system, because you want these companies to actually generate as much electricity as they can from the sun and the wind. During the day they can get that sun power, during the night they can get some of the wind power if the wind is on. But in having a mining company like that, you still need to be linked to the grid. And that is the thing. I mean, there could be wind energy coming over the grid soon. There could be sun energy coming over the grid soon. So it's not saying, oh, we linked to fossil fuels, as I think they mentioned. It's actually linked to the grid. Now, how that is going to happen, I think they need to sit down quite urgently and work out what these mines are going to do, because these mines are needing to do things now, and it's no good them going into other jurisdictions when they can get it from South Africa. And during the meeting last night, Anglo-American presented and said, they're quite prepared to devote some of their skills to Eskom to work out some of these issues for the good of the country. And they said, well, we don't want to look arrogant that we know more, but we do have certain skills that we can offer. Now, we see that Anglo-American Platinum up in Limpopo, they want 140 megawatts. They want to have their own sun power, solar power. That will also produce hydrogen, which will be used, the excess will be used to produce hydrogen so they can drive their trucks. So people have got a lot of plans. But both Eskom and NERSA have not actually arrived at some sort of structure, and they need to do that quite urgently.
And mining investor Robert Friedland sees the DRC as a good mining investment destination.
Yeah, things change in the world so rapidly, and you get a person investing in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and people say to him, well, that's high risk because there can be some sort of unrest among the people. And then you find a very advanced economy like Chile with Santiago. And all of a sudden people are saying, hey, that is risky now because of the very severe protests that have been going on there. Obviously, you don't want to spoil your case by exaggeration, but it shows you how rapidly things can change in the world. But what else is there? If you mine in the DRC, you're going to reach that copper ore body so fast, at shallowness. The richness of that ore body is unbelievable. Now, when you've got Chile having to go so deep now, the grades being not that attractive, plus there may be some risk, you could see maybe the copper world changing and saying, wow, we should be in the Democratic Republic, we should be in Zambia, because you get access to very rich copper very quickly. And there's risks elsewhere. So why don't we concentrate on here? But I would love that to happen, for the center of copper to come back to the center of Africa, because that's where it was. And because of the nationalization and all the issues that arose, and all of a sudden the cycle of copper leaving the price in the doldrums, there are changes. Now that the copper price is down, of course, you do need a rich ore body that can give you a good return. What I would like to see is that the capital raised to actually produce those mines is raised in Johannesburg, on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. If we could become involved as South Africa in a place that, you travel there in 2 hours by air, our investors, our institutional investors could create a win-win situation where people developing copper mines there have got access to capital, and our big insurance companies, our big provident funds and everything could be investing in this very rich vein of copper, and we know that copper is going to be needed for a long time. It'll be wonderful if Africa could have this interaction now, and instead of raising capital elsewhere, actually raise it in Johannesburg for what is only 2 hours away in a very rich vein of copper.
And lastly, BHP is looking to new technology to improve safety and be more competitive.
Yes, there are things on the lips of most big CEOs these days. The one is to be climate positive, the other is to be community positive, and the third is technology positive. And there's so many options at the moment. There's so much technology coming the way of these big corporations, and it's coming so fast that the day of going way beyond driverless trucks is already there. I mean, I witnessed a driverless truck at Finch Diamond Mine in South Africa 2 decades ago. So it's been happening for a long time. But now you've got drones, you've got robotics, you've got artificial intelligence. And I'm sure when they go into boardrooms, they must be astounded at the speed at which they can get information, at the speed at which they can do things, and the environmentally more friendly way that they can do things. So you can see that CEOs, particularly new CEOs now, as we see coming into BHP Billiton, looking to make sure that they maximize new technology, and we see it in all the big groups at the moment.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news and analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.